Hello guys, and thank you for joining me for another video. Today we'll be learning how to solve two variable systems. And basically, when you're solving a system, the solution to your system is where two lines on a graph intersect. And there are many ways to find out where that intersecting point is. One of the ways would be to just simply plug in your equations into your calculator, and your calculator will show you that point. Another way would be to just simply graph out your equations. But if you're in the middle of a timed test, that's really not going to work out. So there are multiple algebraic ways, and in this video I'll be going over how to solve a two-variable system using substitution. There are other methods, and I'll go over those methods in future videos. So let's take a fairly simple system to start out with, and let's just take negative 3x plus y equals 0 and x plus y equals negative 32. So the first thing you do is you pick one equation and you solve for one variable. Since to me, this equation is a lot easier, so let's just choose this equation and let's just solve for x. Or you can also solve for y, it really doesn't matter, but you just need to solve for one variable. So this equation would become x equals negative y minus 32. The next thing you do is you substitute that equation into the other equation. So you take this equation right here and you substitute the x value here into this equation. And let me show you how to do that. So you bring down the negative 3, and then for x you substitute this value, and that would be negative y minus 32 plus y equals 0. And from here you just solve this equation. Negative 3 times negative y would be 3y. Negative 3 times negative 32 would be positive 96. Plus y equals 0. Combine like terms. That would be 4y equals negative 96. And y would be negative 24. Now, once you have one of the values, you substitute that value into any of the original equations, or this one. It really doesn't matter. So you take this value, the y value over here, and you substitute this value into one of these equations. Since this equation is pretty easy, let's just choose this equation again. So let's take x minus 24 equals negative 32. And just solve for the x value, and x would be negative 8. Now that we know both of the values, we just need to put our answer as an ordered pair. And the ordered pair would be negative 8 and negative 24. And this would be your answer. Now, suppose for one of the variables, you end up with something like 0 equals 0. Like, you get, instead of getting this, you get 0 equals 0. This means that you have a dependent system, which means that you can only see one line, and that means you have a coinciding system, which means that you have two lines that are stacked on top of each other, and in that case your solutions would be all reals on the line. But suppose you have something like 0 equals 15. Well, 0 does not equal 15, so your answer would be no solution. And in this case, that means that you have two lines that are parallel. That means they never ever intersect each other. And in that case, the answer would be no solution. And yep, this is how you solve two variable systems. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you.